Okay, so I hit record. Oh, you know what would be a good idea? Knowing what.
Oh, episode number this is. Oh no. I was like, oh shit.
34.
Damn. I was gonna say like 27.
Nailed it.
You got it. See, I was thinking about this stuff the other day, and I was like, man, like the last one I really remember talking about was like around this time last year. It's like, hey, do you think we're having an actual
Yeah,
direct for like June? It's
last
like, do you believe in God? But I was like, I don't think he's alive, you know? Just
April
and I was
2nd
like,
was our
hey,
last one.
oof, that was
When did Tears
okay.
of the Kingdom come out?
May 12th.
Because we talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh, must have been right after the direct.
hmm
That's what it
hmm
was. Okay. Episode
We're just
30,
direct people.
34. Yeah, we're just directing it up. We already did the Game Boy Advance games. We won it.
That was like the last thing we did.
So
We got
January.
like 7 games
Yeah.
on the system.
And we're like, it's gonna be great when they bring out this game, and they're just now bringing out Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Mel, Mel.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mel, how's it going?
Okay, I guess.
Oh, it's marvelous.
In, in a minute.
It's been a while. Yeah, Porcupine. Yeah, we are sitting over here. This is episode. We had to look it up, of course. We have to look up every
Yeah.
episode because it's been so long
I
since
was about to say that.
every time, whenever last time we recorded. So last time we had an episode was April 2nd, and that was episode 33 of video games because, we put the okay, in video games. Drop the K, by the way, just to know. We are here to talk about. I was like, Mel, let's just do this one thing. And then you're like, okay, let's do it at this time. And then an hour and a half later, I was like, you ready to go? You ready?
That's us.
Yeah. And so here we are. We're talking about video games. This will be a funny episode uh, because we'll end up talking about, you know, all sorts of stuff, including what on earth was the best thing you ate all week?
Am I going first?
Sure. Yeah. Whatever the
'Cause-
best thing you ate all week. You told me ahead of time, you're like,
Yeah, I did.
just to let you know, this is the best thing I ate all week. So, what is the best thing you ate this week?
So I had a like triple chocolate ice cream cake. Like
Ah.
I don't know, like 20 minutes before we got on you. That's the best thing I had. And I remember like a week or two ago, you mentioned you eating ice cream cake, and I was just like, man, I don't have any ice cream cake, I don't have any reason to get an ice cream cake. But today, uh, Father's Day, so I got one for Father's Day, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's triple chocolate. It's like one of those Cold Stone ice creams.
Oh, yes.
Well, we got like the medium size, just I guess. It has like the chocolate batter cake. It has like the chocolate layer, and then like the chocolate ice cream, and then like the chocolate little shavings on the side, and then like some little fancy like white chocolate, like milk chocolate little, I don't know, like rolled up thingy on
Oh,
top of
yeah.
it.
Like garnish. Kind of like
Yeah,
a
it's like a little
garnish.
going. I mean, you can still eat it,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
But ate that thing. Just been thirsty nonstop since. I had like 3 glasses of water, but it was really delicious. You just leave it out for like 10 minutes, like room temperature. Just slice it. It like falls like perfectly on the plate.
Yeah, that's
Just
how you
so
know it's
good.
good.
And I'm not a big chocolate person either, but like It's really good. Like I'll go back for like another piece in like a day or two ago. From now.
All right. Yeah, I'll
And I
grab
will
a
look forward
slice.
to it.
Yeah, I'll be by. Grab a slice. Swing over to Delaware. The, the thing is, uh, the don't look for Mel in Delaware, by the way. She's not there. So
I mean, I could be there.
you could be. You never know. Um, but so my birthday was in the beginning of May, May 5th,
Mm.
and then
5-5.
5-5 baby porcupine. The but but anyway, the thing about it is I got the ice cream cake. We got it from um Dairy Queen. And they got, you know how they got
Oh.
like that jelly, like that icing jelly on top? I don't even know what it is made out of or what it is, but I love it. I don't know. So then we ended up getting some other ice cream, right? And we got this another ice cream cake, like, what, 2 weeks ago? Not last weekend, but the weekend before. And
Yeah, it
I
was
was like,
like Summer Game Fest week.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I remember you like eating some in between shows.
yeah, that's right. And now, yeah, you're right. And so I got it, and I was like, we just went and got it in the grocery store, and what they had was like the store brand, not the store brand, but it was like a different brand than um like it wasn't like Carvel, what is it? Craven or Carvel. It wasn't one of those. It wasn't, Cold Stone. It was just, I don't know, Aunt Judy's, I think, or something. Maybe that's not what it
Aunt Judy.
was. Maybe
I'm pretty
that's
sure it's not Aunt Judy's.
I mean, Google Aunt Judy's ice cream cake. Maybe that's it. Um, love her, Aunt Judy. Shout out to Aunt Judy. But I went ahead and got this ice cream cake, but it was like not like a regular ice. It was like cookies and cream flavor, and
Okay.
it was not as good. I mean, because it
Mm,
was all for me anyway, because we got like the smallest one they had. And I
yeah.
was like, instead of getting like a carton of ice cream, I got this. And I ended up not eating it all because, well, Vanessa can't have any lactose intolerant.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Um, so she can't have any, well, she can, but, you know, not if,
It's not worth it.
yeah, it's not worth it for future her, Uh, she, she got it. She's like, she saw me eat it and she's like, watched my face when I took my first bite. She's like, that looks terrible. I was like, what? She's like, not that the cake looked terrible, just based on the look I made. She's like, it's not as good as the other ice cream cake. I was like, you got that right. It just, something about it wasn't right. It didn't have like the crumbs in the middle. You know how like sometimes the ice cream cakes have the crumbs.
Yeah.
It
I
just
mean, that's a good little buffer because you don't want like
crunch,
too much. Yeah, you want that little kick.
little pizzazz. Well, how do you
Yeah.
do? What? Yeah, so nothing wrong with Aunt Judy's ice cream cake. It just it wasn't it. Um. Eh, so yeah, that definitely was not the best thing I ate. This week I think I tried lobster for the first time.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Speaking my language now.
Uh,
Big seafood person.
it um tasted like mucus. It did not taste good. I,
The question is, what's the best thing you ate all week? This is the second time in a row for this particular week. Oh no, I hate
okay, but
this
it
thing.
wasn't that. Okay, so it wasn't that lobster. I really built it up. I made homemade cheesesteak egg rolls, and those were really good. Um,
Okay.
so I think that would be it. So I
Do we have
was
to do we have to change the question like
yeah.
going forward?
Yeah, what what's the best thing you ate all week, and then I'll just list off all the terrible things I ate. Um, So I had like multiple like ulcers in my stomach, and
Mm,
they are finally gone, so I can like eat whatever I want now again,
there you go.
um without worrying about pain. um but where am I going with that? uh
That leads you to eat stuff you like.
so you know, um I am doing I think ever since when that did happen, because it like messed up my stomach for a few months, like 2 months basically, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, that sucks. And like, while I took this medicine and it got rid of them, but the in the meantime, I didn't want to eat anything but like the only thing I was eating was like omelets, right? And I was just making omelets. I could make a kick-ass omelet, but I don't feel like eating omelets or eggs at all, because that was like the only thing I ate. I ate that and then drank like a fruit smoothie, and that was my diet for
Oh my
2 months.
gosh. That's insane.
And so now it's like, no, I didn't want to do that, so I started changing up. And in the morning, I've been either just getting some chicken tenderloin, cooking that up. That's been good. But anyway, that was like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat some the cheesesteak egg rolls, delicioso. Um,
Mm.
I
Okay,
still,
Dora the Explorer.
yeah, delicious. Thank you, swiper, no swipey. Um,
Not the cheesesteak
yeah.
egos.
Oh, not the cheesesteak swipe boots. Oh no. Um. Anyway, yeah. So that was probably it. But we were, you know what, tonight when we were talking about recording this, when I asked you about 3 hours ago before we started, I was like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to record a Father's Day night? You're not doing anything, right?" And so, then you're like, "Yeah, let's do." I was like, "Well, rumor has it there's going to be Nintendo Direct. I mean, we could, of course, talk about. Oh my goodness, Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's coming to the GBA,
Yeah.
but I was like, let's talk about some E. I was gonna say E3 Nintendo Direct predictions, because they're
Oh,
coming
for
in.
a second, I thought you were gonna say EA. I was like, I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
we're gonna talk about
let me
EA, but
hear about
okay.
your EA predictions for the
Because they didn't have a show this year, so
yeah. I
it could be
mean,
like,
it's
hey, why
because
didn't they have a show?
Nintendo bought EA. Imagine that's just like that's just what happens.
Finally,
Uh,
we get The Sims.
yeah, Madden versus Mario. Um,
It's only a demo.
yeah, it's only a
You
demo.
can only play it 10 times, and that's it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, nothing else. Nope. Um, and then yeah, so Nintendo Direct. There's a rumored Nintendo Direct this week, and so I was like, let's just talk about some predictions that we have for the Nintendo Direct. And you were like, okay. And then we got in the call, and you were like, did you, come up with any predictions? I was like, no. Did you? No, I was just going to kind of wing it. Yeah, me too. So these are going to be great predictions.
We're gonna get like 100% accuracy on this.
100%.
'Cause I
Yeah.
think I think last time out of me and you, we said like I'm gonna guess like 30 things, and we got one.
Yakuza's
One.
coming back, baby. Uh,
That's what you start off with. Bad mojo for us. Are you starting off with that again? Because it's been long enough.
it's been long enough since we had one. No, that is not my first prediction, if you must know. Um,
It's probably the last one. You probably ended in.
yeah, it'll be the closer. They're gonna close
The
the
closer.
episode. They're gonna close the Nintendo Direct with none other than, Final Fantasy 16 Cloud version. Um,
I mean, maybe not this year. Maybe in a few years. I can
so,
see it.
so you tell me, what do you want to go first or second?
What are we doing? Are we doing random? Are we doing like first party picks first, third party,
Hmm,
whatever?
a good question.
You know.
Do you want to do
Yeah,
first party
I don't
first,
know.
and then third party?
I mean, we can do that because you know, I don't think any of these are gonna be correct anyway. So I just wanted to know the order, so we can bounce back.
Oh yeah, bounce back and forth.
Yeah,
For
so it's
okay, so first party, it's got to be something that was unannounced or hasn't been announced, um, and something you think that they will announce, and then after that, it can be something that was announced if you want to talk about what you think's going on with Metroid Prime. But for me, I think first things first, we're gonna get. It's gonna open up with another remake. A remaster, I should say. I don't know.
okay. I'm not gonna be as picky as the remake remaster stuff. Okay, I
Well,
know that some
whatever it
people
is.
are.
Yeah, whatever they end
I'll
up
give you.
making.
I'll give you either. I'll give you either.
Yeah, so I think they're going to remake or remaster something, but I think it will be something from uh, not necessarily something from the Wii U, so I don't think it's going to be like Xenoblade X, but I think it will end up being something that is from Nintendo. So it would be their first party, and I will say from the GameCube. So Odama, here we go, baby.
That's the one I want. I don't know how to exactly do it, but that's the one I want.
Chibi Robo is the one I would want, but I'll also take Pokemon or Paper Mario.
See, that's the rumor-ish that we've been having for a couple months. It's the Thousand Year Door
Right.
is one of the quote unquote like remasters, remakes, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I can see it because it probably doesn't need that much of an like overdone. They'll probably
Right.
update it to where the art style matches Color Splash and Origami King. It was slipping my mind for a second.
Oh yeah.
I can see that being a little, a little much for some people because they don't like the white cutout lines. It looks too paper, blah 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 blah. That kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that as being like quote unquote like the main thing they would do to like the 1,000 Year Door if they actually did the 1,000 Year Door. And like out of all the Paper Mario's, that one's actually my favorite. But like, I don't really feel the need to like get it. I guess. Like if it happens, I'm like, all right, cool. I think I'm at the point where I just want something completely new, more than just getting a touch-up remaster or something. Because I feel like the 1,000 Year Door is like perfectly fine how it is.
Yeah.
I know like most people just don't have like access to the GameCube or the Wii. And, it hasn't really been like accessible, in official ways. I get that point. It's just my stuff still works, so it's like I can drag it out. I don't know. I can see this being likely though, because they can just take those assets from these newer games and just thing on out. Shouldn't be that difficult, And it would kind of shut up this part of the fan base that really likes, the first two games. And don't get me wrong, I still like the first two games vastly much more than some of these other ones, but I still like some of these other ones as well. Like I like the Origami King.
Oh, the Origami King.
Yeah, it's these tongue ties, like little paper crane,
Oh yeah.
mess.
Twist
I
your
liked it.
tongues
I
like
liked
an
this.
origami.
Yeah, it's like the swan. It's just like folding up. It's like don't say it, don't say it. It's like I'm gonna say it. But I like that one. I like Super.
Oh
Color
yeah.
Splash was okay. No one likes Sticker Star. I don't think anyone actually likes it. Like I saw like one person like admit it, and I just don't believe them. To be honest,
I don't really like the
I can
Origami
see
King.
this.
Ever since this, Color Splash, Sticker Star, no. The only one that I've liked in there is probably Paper Jam. in between those coming up.
Oh, okay, okay. You know what? I'll give you that because that kind of counts. I always consider that more of a Mario
Mario
and
and
Luigi
Luigi,
thing.
yeah.
But I mean, he is there, so okay. I
He's
kind of give you
there,
that.
yeah.
He's there.
What about you? What is your first prediction?
Oh, since we're talking about it, Mario and Luigi. I think it's been long enough. I don't think they need Alpha Dream to be honest to make this. You know, so
Who
I'm going with this.
who's gonna make it?
I don't know. They'll find somebody.
I'm gonna say Grezzo. Grezzo's gonna be. This is what they're doing. It's not that iOS dragon game that is coming to Apple Arcade. They've been working on a Paper Mario ever since Miitopia. Um, ever since they
Oh well,
finished Miitopia
I
on
mean,
the Switch.
I said Mario and Luigi. Technically, different thing, but in Nintendo's eyes, they were very similar for a very long period of time, and that's why we had this differentiation of Paper Mario, you know, um, style.
Yeah,
Because they're like, well, it's kind of similar enough, and I even thought that to myself as a kid. I was like, these two are kind of similar, but I get like the role and the purpose of being what they are. It's just I always thought that they messed up. I thought they should have did like Mario and Luigi what they did to the Paper Mario series, you know. Because
yeah,
like you always have Luigi with you, so you don't have to make like a new partner, and throw them away for these later Paper Mario ones. Because like you have like a major side partner in those, they're very like story heavy and like 2 out of the 3 times, like the same thing kind of happens to them. So like you already kind of know like the progression of the story. So but I guess they saw it differently. And now we don't have any of the like the turn-based time action Paper Mario or Mario Luigi. But I think it's time to bring back Mario Luigi. I don't know who's gonna make it, but and I think it's gonna be a new one because they already remade the first one, Superstar Saga,
yeah.
also on the GBA Switch Online, and they did Bowser's Inside story, which is probably my favorite out of
Right before they shut down.
all the Mario and Luigi's.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before they shut down.
Well, because
They
I
didn't
think
do
it came
two; they
out.
just skipped it.
It came out in 2018, right? Didn't it come out
Yeah, it
like a
was. It was
year after,
like
like almost a year into the Switch being out? It came out on because I think it came out January 17th, 2018. I think.
that sounds about right because it was like one of the last like 3DS games.
Yeah.
So that didn't help. If that was on the Switch, it probably would have did a whole lot better, to be honest. But maybe we'll get a new one. I'm hoping. That's my first guess.
You're
I
fine.
don't think it's super likely because I don't want to say Thousand Year Door remake. I think that's boring. I think it's more likely. It's just I think it's boring.
Mm,
What would
boring.
excite me more is new Mario Luigi or new Paper Mario in the old style, not like whatever they're doing. But I think they're just going to continue whatever they're doing for the Paper Mario stuff. I think that's just Paper Mario now. I don't think we're going back. If we're going back, it's going to be like a remake.
Also,
So,
just want to just be clear here. I was completely wrong. It came out January 11th, 2019. So it came out
20. Oh my gosh, that's even worse.
almost 2 years after the Switch came out. They were still working on 3DS games, and they shut down shortly after.
No, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
October 1st, 2019, they shut down. Or announced it at least.
Yeah, because I mean, it was probably in the works like a couple weeks after they launched that game. It's probably like, you know what?
Yeah.
We saw the sales of this. Y'all not pulling any kind of outside projects, so it's like you're kind of done.
Yeah,
And
sadly. Sadly. Yeah, so they released Bowser's Inside Story, and then the last game they released was, well, that they worked on was, they helped work on, was Mario and Sonic at the Olympics Tokyo 2020. I feel like at one point, I don't remember where, we had like an Alpha Dream episode somewhere, and we just talked
We
about
did.
Alpha Dream. Poor
Or
Lena.
or
It was probably
or
like
we
30
didn't
episodes
have
ago.
an episode. Oh, we didn't have an episode. It was like in the pre-show or the after show.
Yeah, it was probably just us
Because you know
talking. Yeah.
sometimes we do that. We just have like a whole episode. We just don't record it. Honestly,
We've definitely been there. Yeah. Because they
like
close in what,
you can't tell
29?
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2019. It was 2019.
Yeah. That's true. Sadly. But yeah, I don't remember where. But I think, you know what? It might have just been on YouTube where we just got on YouTube and talked about, did a
I don't
video.
think it was a part of this series
Might have
of
doing it.
shows.
But still go
I think it
back,
was
listen to
like
all the old episodes.
because like if you tell either one of us, it's like, hey, that part of the we're like, what?
Oh,
I don't
yeah. Yeah, I
exactly
remember.
remember everything I said because again, we just drift on like the
Yeah. We'll just talk about whatever. NBA 2K23, shout out to it. Um, okay, so my second game that I
your
think,
first time.
yeah, my, first party.
Well, you did like the quote unquote remake thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay. You didn't attach like an actual name to it
No, I
because
think Chibi
you're trying
Robo.
to get points this time.
No, I think it's Chibi Robo. I said
Okay. Okay. Fine. We'll put you down for Chibi Robo.
put me down
Okay.
for Chibi.
We're betting.
I want it to be Chibi Robo. I know it won't be, but I want it to be.
We're batting 0-0 right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
Chibi Robo, Mario and Luigi. Yeah. Final Fantasy. Final.
I think that's more likely than our choices.
Final Fantasy 17. No. The other one that I think that Nintendo is going to make like a first party game that they haven't talked about or announced yet is this is the one I want to be one that I don't think will actually happen, but I would thoroughly enjoy it, which would be like a new Mario sports game, but I want it to be ice hockey.
Oh. Okay.
So Mario,
I mean, they did have hockey, for like
yeah,
the NES.
I think it was like they had ice hockey, and then they also had hockey as a part of the. It was like a 3DS sports collection, like Mario Superstar Sports or whatever.
I want to say Sports Mix, but that Sports Mix is
Sports
like a Wii
Mix.
game. I think it's a Wii game. I think it does have Super in it. Because, every fucking Mario game has to have Super in it somehow.
Well, yeah, no, but it was Mario Sports Superstars.
All-Stars? Superstars.
Superstars, and it had... Oh, wait, that one had golf, tennis, horseback riding, baseball, soccer. Did they not have... I guess they didn't have golf. So that must have been on the Wii that they had golf, huh?
I don't remember really golf. I don't particularly remember that. I remember tennis. I remember...
Let me see.
Tennis.
Okay, no, yeah. So Mario Sports Mix was hockey, basketball, volleyball, dodgeball. Wait, what? Apparently they've been working on because wasn't there that rumor that they were working on dodgeball for basketball, dodgeball, hockey, volleyball, yeah, and basketball. Also, can Square Enix bring us another 3, you know,
On
bring it
hoops.
3-on-3 hoops. Oh gosh. But yeah, I think there will be some sort of Mario hockey. Um, it is odd that Square Enix helped with Sports Mix too. Um, what team at Square Enix is over there like? Listen, when we're done 16, we got to go work on Mario Sports Mix. Uh,
I mean, if it gives us like dodgeball again, I've been happy because I want a dodgeball in the Nintendo Switch Sports. You know, I want a dodgeball. I want to like boxing. You know, well, now they have volleyball. You know, archery. You know, stuff like that.
yeah, that's true. They did do that. What about I mean, there was a rumor that they were going to bring it to Nintendo Switch Sports, but
Yeah, it was data mined, but like I guess
yeah,
nothing happened with that. Like, we were just sitting here waiting, like, oh, the 1 year anniversary, maybe they'll drop. You
yeah,
know,
nada.
we were talking like, hey, is it gonna be paid or a free DLC or free with Nintendo Switch Online?
Oh yeah,
Nothing. We didn't have to worry about anything because
yeah.
nothing happened.
They were just like, keep playing. Eventually, you'll get the outfit you
All
want.
the stuff.
Yeah.
They're just rotating them again. I think
They
that's
rotate
because
them,
they.
but then if you get all the ones that you have already, like all the ones for that week, now you can pick from any card, I guess they said. So if you played it, you can keep playing it and you'll still get new items. So we'll see
I
that.
know somebody who has everything, so like they get nothing. You know, they just played the game, I guess.
Yeah, good luck. You know, Mel, you got any other ideas? Any other?
Okay. Let's see. I saw the
You saw the what?
the Mario movie, you know. So I saw that last week, and I saw the movie, and like early on in the movie, they go to like that pizzeria kind of type of place, and there's
Yeah.
just a whole bunch of Punch Out stuff.
Oh yeah.
Punch Out, percent, but I would kill for a brand new Punch Out. I don't need the Wii game yet again, but yeah,
So you
I
want
know we have
a new Punch Out?
no Punch Out. And like my Punch Out dream is because you know the problem with Punch Out for a lot of people is it's short because you know if you just go through it, you know you beat all the boxes, you know through like I think it's like typically like 3 title belts,
Right.
those type of matches that you know you're done. But you're supposed to like want to really achieve, like all like the highest scores, like do it the fastest way, find all the little nooks and crannies of how each player, I mean, not player, but like each opponent you face, in the game. Like you really want to like shortcut your way into like knocking down the fastest way, you know.
Right.
I saw like a speed run of this like maybe like half a year ago for like Super Punch Out. And
Oh
man, it
yeah.
was insane how this dude did it, and he kept like beating his own score for like the longest time. But yeah, I think the main problem with Punch Out is that's the problem. Like if you don't want to like achieve that type of playthrough, you just want to go through it once. That's kind of a lot to ask for like $60. So it's like, what do you do to combat that? And a lot of the ideas I had for that, they actually put into arms. So it's like, okay, well now you're trying to like you're really cutting my creative process here, Nintendo. It's like not that they care, but like the only other way I can think of like giving some little more of a longer playthrough session with this is to have like a new character. You can still play as Mac and do like the men's, fighting tour or whatever. But I think they should have a women's league and they should have like, a whole bunch of new slay of characters and that just doubles the amount of content you had right there. And maybe some possible like I don't know. Online play somehow. You can fight against like other people's boxes.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I think that'd be kind of nice. I just really like Punch Out too because it's pretty much like a punching puzzle. That's what it is. It's a little puzzle. You have to find out certain little ways, and you just punch people. I think that would be fun, but I don't think it's likely because you know, Punch Out likes to do throwbacks. But like not everybody kind of reads throwbacks the same way because in other games like fighting games that like a lot of this happens too. It's like, oh, this person's from like this country. They kind of like want to tap into that,
Oh,
and
like the
then like
stereotypes for like each character?
yeah, it for some people that kind of like toes the line. I can see Nintendo not trying not to mess with it because I mean even with the first Punch Out, they came out like really racist against like the Russian
Oh
boxers.
yeah.
I've been playing that when I was like 5, and even I knew. I was like, that's not what this said before. This said
Yeah.
something totally different.
Yeah.
So I can see them trying to avoid that, but like I would really love it, new Punch Out. But I think if it actually did happen, that being a potential harm, the longevity of the game of just most people playing it, and if it has to hit that $60 price range, I think that's gonna be a killer for it. I think this has to be like a $40 and under game. And they don't want to do that. I get why they don't want to do that, but I think that's way more healthy for like this type of game. If it hits like 40 and below. We'll see though. I don't think it's happening, but that's my main current want as this moment, besides
As of
some
right
other
now.
stuff. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it when it comes back to my turn.
We'll get there eventually, yes. Are we still on first party or are we jumping to third party?
You want to do like 3 or 4 first, and then
Sounds good. Yeah.
it's kind of like our episode. We can pretty much do
Do
whatever we
whatever
want
we
because
want.
like let's be honest, this direct in particular, everybody wants to know first party because we just have Pikmin 4, which is
Right.
July, and then whenever the hell Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I don't know.
And
You
yeah,
don't know. It's,
Pokemon DLC, which I don't think we'll
yeah,
really have anything here. This wouldn't be the
I
place for
mean,
that.
I mean, we don't have Splatoon DLC. We don't have the full Mario Kart DLC.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people are just more focused on games than DLC.
Yeah.
Or like if they announce like Zelda DLC, I can see that happening too.
And
I don't know what the hell they'll do, but
I'm sure they'll talk about the, like, for some reason I created like a YouTube video that was like um Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 5 more characters coming, because they got all those extra characters like coming, or the question mark blocks for more characters, and it's like, what other characters do we want to see? And then lo and behold, I guess there's a lot of people that want other characters, because my the video has 25,000 views, and like
oof.
it gets like like 400 views a day, and like 25 comments or more, where people are just telling me what characters they want to see. So apparently people want more characters in Mario Kart. But I think that's pretty much a given. They'll announce, even if they don't give a date, they'll be like, give a tease of what's coming next for that. But what I am looking forward to, besides everybody want to switch it, uh but so besides that, no, I'm looking.
I'm so sorry I forgot to put that in
No,
the
it's okay.
list of
It's
the
it's
games.
okay. You left it out. So be it. We can't all be excited for the same games. But yes, in terms of games I'm excited for, that I am looking forward to, want Nintendo to announce. I want Nintendo to announce a sequel to one of their worst selling games on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Sushi Striker 2. Okay? Sushi Mia River is going to be the sub. I can see it now. Sushi Mia River. Sushi Striker 2. To the sushi and back. I think we can all agree, that we, Mel, I think we can all agree. We hope this game has the online multiplayer hidden behind 5 hours of gameplay, just like the original, and that we hope more people find it than anyone else. And we also hope, we can only hope, that they will just never put the game on sale, because why would you? Why do you want to put that game on sale? So Mel, first I guess, what are the odds you think that's happening?
Okay, well, let me just set the record straight. I really do love Sushi Striker,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I honestly think that we are the only two people that would buy it.
Well,
We would be day one. We
yeah,
would play for 5 hours to unlock the multiplayer, and we will only find each
yeah.
other.
We would
That's it.
play it once
Nobody
and then
else.
never play it again. We played it. I mean, Sushi Striker, as of right now, on the bestsellers list on Nintendo as a publisher, Flip Wars sold better recently
And that's not
than
even
Sushi
good.
Striker.
Yeah, because that
I mean,
updates like every bi-weekly. It updates you know, the full set. Obviously.
yeah, clearly that's and also to its benefit, that is $9.99 compared to Sushi Striker, which is $49.99. As it,
Hey, that's on the voucher list, man.
yeah, that's
You
true.
can pick that as your second game.
I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, that and 1-2 Switch, the first one.
Once you switch probably sells more on the voucher list than that. It
I
has
know.
to.
Yeah.
Everything else has to. That has to be the most selling one, if I had to bet.
It also, there's a big mega sale. It's called a mega sale going on right now in the eShop. Sushi Striker not on sale.
Mm-mm. You have stuff like Metroid Dread, Xenoblade 3, I saw something, I saw like some of those titles. They're like a little bit newer. Sushi Striker is pretty old. It's like what, 2018?
Yeah.
2017? Maybe?
I mean, I'm pretty sure
I
it came
forgot the
out
year.
before. Uh, maybe it came out around the same time as 2018. So it came out a year. Oh, no, it came out June 8th, 2018. So it came out around 6 months before um, Bowser's Inside Story came to the Nintendo 3DS. Uh,
What do you think's so about that Bowser's
it's
Inside
a great question. I
Story?
don't know, but I will say this much: there is a Sushi Striker demo. The save doesn't carry over, but you can still play.
Mm-mm.
Wait, no, I think it does carry over.
Does it? I mean, we can't really guess. We got it day one. We're like 2 of 10 people who did.
That's true.
So
Also,
I
yeah,
remember.
I forgot. You know what? I'm gonna re-download Sushi Striker. I don't know. I I got a new US a new
New
micro
card.
SD card. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna. So I had to re-download stuff, and I guess I haven't re-downloaded Sushi Striker yet. So
What do you mean you guess you haven't re-downloaded? That's not on your top of the do list
I
page.
know. I say I guess because I'm looking at it right
Yes.
now, and it says re-download, so I don't have it. This is this is disheartening. Um,
Well, you can play the online match for Sushi Striker for this week, and you can collect your platinum
oh, that's
points.
true. Yeah, or download
There
it.
you go.
Whew. That's a good point. Okay, so Sushi Striker, Way the Shushido. Check it out in the shop, and look forward to the sequel being announced.
Oh boy, that makes me feel a little bit better. We still batting zero here, but
What about
you know.
the fact that one of the screenshots from Sushi Striker, right?
Mm.
One of the screenshots is just the home screen menu that says continue. That's it. That's one of the screenshots.
I
in
mean,
on the
back
eShop.
back in back in 2018, I guess they were not on top of the game for like selecting screenshots and like videos and such.
It
I feel
is.
like lately we get pretty good
Yeah,
stuff like that. Minus everybody's 1-2 switch.
that's true. I mean,
They really did not get enough for that.
this does have a trailer too, but then the menu that is just hit the continue button is the same exact image as the key art, but it just says continue on it. So, you know, what can I say? Anyway, Sushi
I
Shredder
don't know.
2, your turn, Mel. This is what happens when you ask me to come up with four things. All right, go.
I'm so like thrown off now by CC
Listen,
Striker.
some of us are going out taking swings. Some of us are taking safe bets
We're
like
already doing that.
Mario and
Every
Luigi.
single thing you said
Yeah.
is a big swing.
Chibi
That's it.
Robo,
The only
everyone
thing we
knows
got
what's
right.
happening.
The only thing we're gonna get close to right is possibly remake, not
Yeah.
even attaching an
No, it's just
IP
the
to it.
Mario Kart DLC. It just if we're lucky.
um, if we look, I mean, the Mario Kart DLC is like a good like in between moments kind of
Yeah.
things. I feel like I'm pretty sure that's a safe bet if it's happening, because it's not like a Smash trailer where it's like it's its own thing and it's
Hmm.
drawn out. It's more hyped. This is like, okay, this is happening, passing. You get to download it like next week or whatever, that kind of thing. Well, I don't think this is happening either. But did you see the like Did you know gaming, like the latest video from them? They talk about
Oh no.
the Star Fox Grand Prix incident. You know,
Yeah.
so that brought Star Fox back into my brain. So I know, not happening. But I would like new Star Fox. And unlike most people, I don't want it to be like this Starlink Mass Effect thing. I just want it to stay how it is. It's the on-rail shooter. You can make multiple paths. You can do the online dogfights. You have your team. You get all the medals. Same kind of problem with Punch Out. It depends how you play it. If you're just going straight through it, it's very short. If you're trying to get like everything and like become an expert, that's kind of where like this type of game shines. But they don't add like any kind of online aspect that's not leaderboards. It has to be like a dogfight. You know, it can't be 60. That's another one that can't be 60. And like this is like one of like Miyamoto's like babies because it's like Star Fox and like Pikmin. We only get Pikmin basically because he loves it. Like if he wasn't like a big fan of it, like that would be like pushed back down
Oh
further,
yeah.
even down the line. You definitely know. Like that wouldn't got like a mobile game. It makes sense why it got a mobile game, but like if he wasn't like they were pitching it and like pushing it forward a little bit, pushing the envelope. Nah. But
So
yeah,
Star
I want Star
Fox?
Fox. I want Star Fox. I don't think it's happening. I think Punch Out's more likely to happen than Star Fox at this point. Because, the last Star Fox game we got was kind of a hot mess. I love the idea of it, but like I could not get the execution down. And I did literally everything. Because if I can get that down, that probably would have been my favorite Star Fox game. Because the idea of you being like inside like the actual like plane or ring, at the bottom screen, you really feeling like you're in there. That would have been like amazing to me. But every time I played, it was like fighting with me, not for me. So I really could not like excel at as well as I did in the past games. Because in the past games, like I did like all the medals, like the highest capacity. I saved everybody. I got like the high scores because that's like my favorite thing to do in like the Star Fox games. And I could not do that in Zero, no matter how much I tried. It wasn't because like I felt the game was difficult. I just felt like the game was fighting me. But so like I know the question comes up with Star Fox Zero. It's like, hey, do they remake it for this system? And I'm like, no, please don't. Just make me a new one that actually works. I don't need any fancy ideas. Just make sure it just does what it's supposed to do. But I don't think it's happening. Not even close. maybe next system, maybe if I'm lucky, but I don't know. I just don't know. But
So do
that's what I want.
you think you might want the one true game to rule them all? Star Fox Guard
Which
2? Is that what you would like? A new Star Fox Guard?
Okay, okay,
Because
okay. So I still have my copy sealed of that.
well, you mean Mel, the master of tower defense games, hasn't opened up Star Fox Guard yet?
I was like, no, I'm not doing. I can't believe that was the side game. Like it came free with the game. I
Yeah.
was like, no man, I
Pour one
can't.
out for
Can't do
Slippy,
this.
and his uncle.
His uncle, yeah. I
Slippy
was
and
no part of
Grippy.
it.
Yeah, the there's a game that I want, right? And I think, you know what? It's time, Mel. It's not Star
Ooh.
Fox. It's not Star Fox Guard. Not yet. Um, but are you ready? We're batting 1,000, I
Mm,
think, on this direct here, because we're gonna get a new Rhythm Heaven. We're gonna get Rhythm Heaven.
okay,
Switch it
okay.
up.
You know what? You know what? I think out of everything we said, it's honestly the best guess. Because
That's a
like
bad
if we
sign. That's a
that's the best.
yeah.
Because if we honestly at the end of this system, Rhythm Heaven is kind of like one of those things you can just kind of toss out.
Yeah.
It's like no big deal if it doesn't do well. It probably doesn't need as much work depending on like how many songs are in the game compared to some of these other games, you would have to
Right.
do
Yeah.
for it. So I I think it's the best guess we have.
Yeah. We can only hope. But yes, Rhythm Heaven. I think it'll be a new one. Um,
Hmm.
cause isn't the Rhythm Heaven remix or whatever it's called like also
It's like mega remix.
mega remix? I mean they could do sort of like WarioWare Gold where they just have like every rhythm, every version or every, song from it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think we'll get a Rhythm Heaven new game. It won't be like a remake of one of the old ones.
Because like the last game they did was WarioWare actually, I think, for the Switch. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good enough timeline, I guess. No?
Yeah.
It's been like 2 years since the WarioWare game,
Yeah, what
roughly.
Wario game and what they're so Fire Emblem Wario, but the Wario game, I believe they also who else somebody else helped with that game. I can't remember who. I think it was Koei Tecmo. WarioWare Get It Together, right?
Get it together. Yeah, that's it. It's get it together.
Because you're doing
Fun
it
fact.
together. Yeah. What'd you say?
Mm. Fun fact, it actually came out on my birthday.
Oh, it did come out.
It is 9/10.
That's
9/10.
true. That's
Didn't
right.
get it.
And you did not get it. You're like, no, not getting it.
Because like as a kid, I always wanted like a game that come out on my birthday, and there was a couple that did. Like I think Advance Wars was like another one that actually did. Um, but I didn't get it then. I got it like way later. But like get it together. Like I could obviously get that now. It's just I saw it and I was like, there's no online to this, so I can't get it. That would
Yeah.
have been like such an easy birthday gift just for myself. Just bam, psh, nothing.
Nada. Nope. No, thank you.
Mm.
Mm. Mm-mm. And yeah, so I think, it's gonna happen. What about you? What
We haven't really said like anything major, I guess. Like Donkey Kong, that's pretty major. You would think they would do like another Donkey Kong by now, but
you would think.
who knows? Because it's such a weird topic with this. Because like Donkey Kong is kind of considered like a part of the Mario franchise to some people, and like some other people is like, no, Donkey Kong is like its own thing.
Right.
And I think it was like last week or like the week before Nintendo like announced they're doing like that Play Nintendo in person. Like you could play a bunch of games, whatever. And like Donkey, sorry, losing my voice there.
Oh, that sometimes that happens, Mel. Sometimes you lose your voice. It could be all the chocolate. But we don't know. We may never know.
Yeah. But doing that little play event thing they're setting up, Tropical Freeze is actually like one of the games you can play. Tropical Freeze came out like in 2018 again. It's like, why would you like advertise that? And, like, I know the movie just came out and Donkey Kong was like, I guess like semi important to it, because
Yeah.
that movie honestly happens so fast. It's like point to point to point to point. There's like no breathing room. But
There's a lot of
yeah, he
Donkey
was
Kong
pretty
in there.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Summer of Play, Nintendo Summer of Play. They're a tour
we'll
across
play
the U.S. And yeah, there's a
a whole
whole.
bunch of old games.
They have just as much room as like Pikmin does. Donkey
Yeah.
Kong. But yeah.
So I'm hoping new Donkey Kong. Yeah, I don't care if it's 2D. I don't care if it's 3D. Just it's time for him to come back. It's been a
Can I
while.
come
It's
back?
been a minute.
Come back.
And like
to me.
we also haven't said like anything about like 2D Mario. I mean,
Yeah.
they can do that. I'm
Well, yeah.
guessing maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I think part of my thing is I don't think they would have something like that, like Donkey Kong or like a new 2D Mario, when they could just hold it for the release of a new Nintendo system.
Yeah, we keep saying that, but like year after year, it's like, hey, no, it's not
That's
this year.
true.
It's
It could
definitely next year.
2025, we'll be,
Like, I don't want to be here to by this time next year. It's like, oh, what do we have? We got Rhythm Heaven.
yeah. Luigi's Mansion 4, Arms 2, baby. Yeah, but they a new wait, the Donkey Kong, you want a 3D or 2D?
uh, uh,
Go.
personally,
Mm-hmm.
personally, I want 2D more, but I'll take 3D. I don't hate 3D Donkey Kong, but I want 2D more because I like the Donkey Kong Country games a lot more than like 64
Yeah.
easily.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Easily.
I mean, can't really blame me there.
And I mean, I like retros put out of their games. I want that to complete like a trilogy.
Oh, like a trilogy for So you think you would want it to be a retro game, or do you think it would be like EAD Tokyo?
And because be a retro game, but I want it to be a retro game because I like the two Donkey Kong games. I would like them a lot. I possibly like these more than like the original like trilogy of the Donkey Kong Country series.
Oh, Donkey Kong
Honestly,
Country. Yeah,
yeah,
that was what,
I
Rare,
think I
right?
like them more than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, so. But I don't think it's happening because even if we do get a 2D Donkey Kong, I don't think it's by Retro because Retro had to go save Metroid Prime 4. And that had to be really bad because we saw absolutely nothing. We have seen absolutely nothing.
Uh-huh. Right.
So
Well, we did get the Metroid Prime remake, right? Or remaster as they're calling it. And apparently that was, I think they said the files made it seem like the game was done in like what was it, like June of 2022 or something.
yeah,
So it's been done for a while.
instead on
But that's what Nintendo likes to do. Sit on things.
sometimes.
I don't know if they like to
We,
do it, but they just happen to do it.
I think they like to at a certain frequency. I think COVID just kind of like threw it off even more
Oh
because
yeah.
we had like this overlap of for Fire Emblem for Engage, but that was also paired with like another remake Fire Emblem as game as well. And I would have said that hey, we'll get that this time, but like that's like way too soon. I think they would wait till next year. Even if it comes out next year, I think they would wait till next year to show like the Fire Emblem remake game. because I mean they had Engage earlier this year. I don't think they want to like double down on the Fire Emblem type of thing, you know.
Oh,
Personally,
hmm. I'm trying to think of what else we could see. Because, yeah, I could see a new Donkey Kong or even a new Mario game, like you were saying.
it's so hard to pinpoint because it's like we have pretty much all the major ones covered. So it's like
Right.
we have a few major ones left, but it's like, hey, do they want to waste it on this lifetime of the system that we're still technically guessing it's going to end now?
Right. Maybe it'll end now. Um, hmm. I'm trying. I'm sitting over here trying to
But
think.
like, hey, it has to be.
You're what?
I don't know. I'm losing. It's like they might have like a whole slew of games that we don't know about. Like they might have like 10 games left, and they have to slide them out. It's like, oh, what do we do?
Right.
We have
Yeah.
like so many months because honestly speaking, to like the major three, Nintendo actually does like produce like the most ones each year because they can do that. They can afford to do that because the types of games they make.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're looking at like Microsoft. There was just some years we didn't really get anything. Sony this year we're getting like what 2 games, from their first party.
Yeah, we're
And
getting.
like Nintendo's over here, they have to do this, but they're also lucky enough because certain types of games they made, like Fire Emblem, that's not going to be like huge triple A quality, but like they can push that out and have like another 2 games after, and they did. They had like the follow up of like Kirby and like the spin off Bayonetta game.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
biggest game this year is gonna be Zelda. So it's I don't think we're getting anything even close to Zelda after this point. It's just so hard to see, but like it's like what else could they do unless they just have something totally brand new? You came up with something that he jokes about a lot, but it could happen.
What did I
Like
joke
your
about?
Xenoblade,
Oh,
like your Xenoblade Warriors, that
yeah.
could happen. That could easily happen.
Yeah, because they
And
got
that
what?
doesn't have to be like a huge high quality thing. It can be just on the same level as Three Hopes.
Was
And
Fire
they could push
Emblem
that out.
Warriors? That was last year, right?
That was last year, yeah.
And then they had the DLC last year. And they had
For
Xenoblade. What, didn't they have DLC for Fire Emblem
Three
Warriors?
Hopes? No,
Or
they
no?
actually didn't. No, no, they didn't. Because we assumed they were gonna have DLC for the
Four.
quote unquote, I guess, secret fourth house for 3 houses.
Oh, yeah.
It was so stupid. But it was actually they were in the base game, so no,
Hmm.
no DLC for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then Xenoblade 3 got their DLC that came out. Like the story
Yeah, really.
story one.
Yeah,
Um
that drops. Really good.
and so yeah, so then that's what I've been thinking. Um that we would get a new like Warriors game with Nintendo, and I don't think it's going to be based on Tears of the Kingdom. I think it will be Xenoblade because they got so many characters in Xenoblade that they can just go ahead and do it. Yeah, because the original Fire Emblem Warriors, which was just Fire Emblem Warriors, had so much DLC. They had like a
Hmm.
season pass and everything.
Yeah,
Um,
because it was like one of the first like Switch games that had like the season pass thing.
mhm.
Because it was like Zelda, then like that.
So that's why I was like expecting there to be DLC for that, but then there wasn't. And then yeah, there's so many new characters. They keep introducing all these new characters in There's like so many characters in Xenoblade that between 1, 2, and 3 that yeah, I think we could end up seeing Xenoblade Warriors. Um I don't know when we would see it, like if it would be in a Nintendo Direct now, but because I think it was like 2 years between, right? Or was it 1 year?
I
Because we got
think Fire Emblem one was
last
kind of.
year. Well, we got last year. We got Fire Emblem Warriors, and then was it the year before that or 2 years before that that we got Hyrule Warriors?
I think Hyrule Warriors was 2019. I think
Was it
maybe,
2000? Hmm.
or it was like maybe no. It had to be 2020, huh? Had to be 2020.
And then was it the year after that we got the DLC with like all the?
Uh, I mean not the full year, but I think it was close to a year. Yeah, because I think they did like 6 months. So
Oh, Calamity, right?
yeah, the Calamity, Age of Calamity. I think that's 2020. I want to
Yeah,
say it's 2020.
I'm looking it up right
'Cause that
now.
was
It
the
was
COVID year.
November 2020. And that's right, because that was like their big game that they announced. One of the games they announced for the holiday, and they
Yeah,
just randomly announced it during like a direct, right?
it was like 2.5 months before it came out. You know, they just
Yeah,
randomly announced it. 'Cause we had like no like it was kind of like the situation we have now. Like we didn't really know what was happening. It was more understandable then because obviously COVID was like the main focus. It was a big deal. Now it's like whatever. Who cares? Even
right,
though it's still happening. Whatever. But now it's like, hey, where's the holiday games? we don't know anything. We know Metroid Prime 4 exists. We know Pikmin 2. I mean, not 2. Oh, dear God. Pikmin 4 is coming out in July. But that's still, like the first half. It doesn't really
right. And
count as the second.
the DLC we got like the motorcycle and stuff, right? And that was um
Oh, yeah, they did give us a motorcycle. They also gave us like two new couches. It was like, Robbie and, what's her face?
yeah,
Everybody
I
loves her now.
can't remember her name, but yeah,
Everybody knows because she's in Tears of the Kingdom. She's like
yeah,
the main scientist lady.
she looks much different than she did in yeah.
I mean that's a big time. That's a big time
Right,
gap
yeah.
for that. So
But anyways, yeah, that second DLC. So the game came out November 2020. The second DLC came out October 29th, 2021. So it was like a year later that we got that DLC. So we ended up getting, and then last year we got, so that was 2021 with that DLC came out, and then 2020, oh
phew,
geez, Fire
we
Emblem
got
came
the-
out.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So I mean, we could get like technically, if it actually did happen, we could see like the Xenoblade one come out next year. And they could announce it a little early, but I mean that'd be kind of like if they announced it at the quote unquote like June E3 direct. I guess that might be kind of early. I can see that happening like at like the September one.
yeah, that's true.
I can see that because they tried to do like the 6 months to like 9 months gap for their games for the most part. Yeah, we did have some
Right.
huge setbacks with like obviously Forum and Zelda, but those are the bigger, more
Hmm.
difficult games to make, I guess. Than
Yeah. Because the
but
DLC came
Warriors.
out October 29th, 2021, and then June 24th, 2022, Xenoblade, or the Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes came out. So, not only did it come out, but that was one of those games where it had a demo ahead of time and the save carried over to the full game.
Yeah, because we were talking about that before we started too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
It
could
was like I
see.
think it was like what, it was 3, 4 chapters. So
Yeah.
something like that. At least two. At least two. Because I remember doing the demo. I still have the game. I just haven't really dived into it yet.
Go
Because
ahead, dive
it's
right
like
in.
it's like three roots, man. Because of course they are. Because three houses, three roots. So
Three
still
hopes.
deciding which one. Three hopes.
Did you get that game
I
as
don't even have
like a
one.
gift or something?
Yeah, it was a birthday gift actually. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I remember because I was like,
I'm
oh,
doing
you
I'm
got it.
I'm doing terrible. I'm doing terrible with the birthday and Christmas gifts lately.
Yeah, tell
'Cause
me
I
about it.
get them. It's just and I'm like, "Oh, I haven't started them or I haven't finished them." I've been focusing more on the ones I've been, personally getting,
Did
like,
you beat Of Rice and Ruin yet? You know?
no, I've been having that for, like, 3 years now in the and I like it too, that's the thing. I don't know what it is.
How about
But
Dragon Quest 11?
I get,
How have you beaten that one yet? Have you unwrapped it?
I promise. It's not who has. I promise to beat that before the next system comes out. I promise you to
Before
God.
the next system or before the next
Yeah.
game? You know,
No, next system. Not. Oh,
I
I
mean,
mean
the
that
system
might
might
be.
come out before the game. You might give yourself some more chance.
Yeah, because the next game,
It's
that might be a little long.
it's supposed to be darker. Remember, it's going
I,
to be
you know what?
rated teen instead of E10 plus. It's gonna.
It's not gonna be as intense as the Final Fantasy 16 demo, I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
Because man, I know I saw you play a good bit of it, and I was in the chat. I was like, this is exactly what I thought they were gonna do with this inbreeding. Not even second guessing it. I was like, I knew. I don't know if I
Oh
like
yeah.
this yet, but I knew
They had like the two people were like making out, and he's like feeling her up, and I was
instantly.
like, this is M rated, all right. I didn't
Like you
realize it
didn't
the
even hear
first
like
time
any
because I
kind of
skipped.
dialogue.
Yeah, like what's happening here? I don't. I guess they know each other. You know.
I would hope so.
Yeah, she it was play the demo if you want or don't. But anyway,
Saves carries over.
yeah, save carries over. There you go. So final, no, not final. Um, I'm trying to think. I can't outside of like Xenoblade down like something like that. I can't really think of any other Nintendo. I mean, it's not like we're gonna get an F-Zero, please. Uh,
Mm.
I'll just
I know some
mention.
people are hoping for the remake of the GameCube game. You know,
Mm,
I
yeah,
know they're hoping for that.
people
Add
want
online
everything
to
from the
that.
GameCube made up,
I
remade.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Because I'm a GameCube kid too. Like my first system that I personally owned for like Nintendo was the 64. But
Yeah.
me and you talked about this. I don't really like the 64. Like I don't like going back to it
Uh,
because everything handles just so badly now. Like I was used to it then. It's like now it's
right.
like
It's like running around
fix
in
this,
mud.
please.
Yeah. Um.
Like I can take tank controls. Like nothing wrong with that. It's just I can't take like bad camera angles. I can't take
mm,
like the very first like 3D graphics anymore. Like that's just hideous.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think they
sorry.
age very well. Although you know what I do want? I want it doesn't need to be a remake. Just put it on Nintendo Switch Online. Is geez, now I can't remember the name.
Is it the ninja game? Is it
Oh no, not
Mischief Makers?
Mischief Makers. Yes, that is it. It was, yeah.
Okay.
Although I would take what's it called, the Mythical Ninja as well, on
I
Nintendo
want
Switch
both of them.
Online. Yeah, please and thank you. But yes, in terms of third party, I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because I love, I love coming up with these um, games. These, one of my favorite things to do is guess. Oh, we're getting there. One of my favorite things to do is guess what what games we're getting coming to the Nintendo Switch, but they're cloud versions. And
Ooh, you are the cloud guy.
Resident Evil 4 remake, the cloud version. We got 7, we got 8, we got all the other Final Fantasy 2, 3, and 4 is the only one missing now, I think.
Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna give you too much crap for this because I honestly do think this is realistic. I just don't think it's at this show.
Okay.
I think it'd be a next year show. I honestly do. Like around the 1 year mark where it came out, they can just drag this along. Yeah. And then it's Capcom, so they'll do like a big Capcom sale,
That's true.
of the
Yeah.
other, cloud versions to get in preparation
Yeah.
for it.
Well, let me tell you something. They're all on sale right now, 60% off. Um,
Sale. 'Cause it's Capcom. All
it's
their
the
games are always
it's
on
the mega
sale.
sale. Yeah. But yeah, Resident Evil. Um I don't think I don't think they're going to be on I don't think they're gonna be like make a Switch exclusive Resident Evil, but I do think they will put 4 on there in the cloud. Um,
Mhm.
I
So
don't.
so no so no new revelations, you know.
Mm,
You have no hope for that.
no, maybe
I don't either.
maybe we'll get the Nintendo on the Switch is um what's the one um isn't there like a rumor that Way Forward is making a Clock Tower game?
Oh, I mean, I saw a little bit of that, but I don't know how much.
Oh wait, that might be
Uh,
Sunsoft. But I thought Clock Tower was Capcom. I guess I'm wrong.
I don't think so. But I know what you're talking about it because I did see a tiny, tiny bit of that. I don't know if I have so much faith in that rumor as some of these other ones we heard about, but I mean, I can kind of see it.
Okay, so Capcom published some of them, but not all of them. The Clock Tower series. Um, yeah. So yeah, that could be what it was. Um, who knows? Who can say for sure? But yeah,
Mhm.
I could see that being a third party thing, but it all
Man,
depends. Because I mean, if if um if Way Forward is doing it, I think it will be on everything. You know.
I mean, we we're at that point now where we don't honestly expect like an exclusive third party like Nintendo game
Oh
anymore.
yeah.
I would like those because I like the typically it's like more their experimental kind of things that they throw, or like it's something like from like the olden days, like Castlevania games. Like if it's like a new 2D one, it would be there. Obviously,
Like
it would be shown off there
ActRaiser or
first.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but
ActRaiser. That's what it was. ActRaiser remake. Remember that one? It was like Steam and Switch exclusively,
yeah,
and then like 6 months later, it came to everything else.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of what has to happen with most of these games now. They can't really afford just to be on one thing. It has to be like, oh, we have to be on everything, or get like a deal so we can get money recuperating back at least. It's like
Right.
that's set money,
Yeah.
that type of thing. We see that a lot with Game Pass
It was
and
Square
and the
Enix.
such. Yeah.
That was Final
Um,
Fantasy. Yeah.
Final
Um.
Fantasy.
But yeah, the what are we thinking here? What are we thinking in terms of um?
See, this is always the more interesting kind of thing for me because like the third party ones you have to really honestly think about because like we don't get everything, we get like certain types of things, and then sometimes we get stuff that we easily thought we are gonna get and then we don't get it, or maybe it's
Mm,
just delayed announcement. So you know
people, yeah.
certain things like like Persona, we had like the quote unquote like the announcement of the tactics game, that got shown off officially, that's
Mm-hmm.
coming to us. That makes sense. There's a tactics game, but like they put out the trailer, everything but Switch. And when you
Yeah.
look at the and it's like this doesn't really seem like it would be an issue here. So like why is it not here? We did have like the delay announcements last year for the Persona games to come out here.
Right.
But maybe we only still get the original, the OG one, and not this new remake. I don't, I don't get it. Obviously, the other ones kind of sold pretty decently well. Like it has to be like the second best platform out of these major platforms. It's like who's buying these things on Xbox? Honestly, they're just getting that Game Pass money check.
Yeah.
They have to. But I would throw like 10% hope that the remake gets announced
10%
with this
hope.
thing.
Okay.
10% because I lost a lot of it with this trailer that showed everything. It's like why would they not put that in there? And they also confirmed Tactics for us already. So it's like, why would you confirm Tactics but not the 3 remake? But this is also Atlas. Atlas makes a bunch of crazy decisions. So it's like, okay, whatever. Maybe we'll see it there, because that's the type of game. Obviously, that's gonna go well with the Switch audience, because there's a huge JRPG audience there, especially turn-based. Yeah, okay. It doesn't look like it's highly overpowered for the system. It's something that looks on the line of like Persona 5 Royal. Maybe not as nice, in some shots, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why we couldn't get this aside from shenanigans or just bad planning from the get go. But like, if you bought the other ones already, it's like, why would you not also bring this one? Who knows? I give you 10% hope. I mean, I'm not personally like wanting this, but like I know it's like a big want for a lot of people, for the system. And I understand like having the support of Atlas, because Atlas has been very good to Nintendo in the past. It's just this generation they kind of really slow down their output, because I think they got hit hard pretty much, just by this gen. Because before it's like they would just pop out a whole bunch of 3DS games. Now you can't really do it at this level anymore. So they're going through the hoops and stuff. I get it, and they have these other projects working as well. Because we also heard like rumors that there's like another like Persona 5 spin-off. It's like,
Oh yeah.
come on. It's like, when does this end? And they have to work on 6 as well. And yeah. And when 6 gets announced, that's gonna be bloodshed for some of these people, because I don't think we have any shot at 6 at all. No shot.
6. Do
But
you think it will be on the next system, or do you think it will be
eventually, but like,
PlayStation at launch?
I think it's PlayStation at launch for at least a year. I want to stretch it for 2. Because I just don't have a lot of faith in Atlas anymore with some of these business decisions. Because, like, we've seen, like, Soul Hackers 2, skip Switch. And, like, Soul Hackers is, like, on the 3DS, it's...
Yeah. But then also Soul Hackers was running real rough on PS5 and Xbox. So it was like or on PS4 and Xbox One, like the Xbox One
it's...
versions.
And, like, when you look at it, it's, like, it's not, like, highly intensive, like, graphically wise or anything. It could run it. But, like, from, like, what I gathered, it was, like, okay game at best anyway. But the point of the matter is, like, I don't see how that missed it.
Could have
Like,
skipped it,
they
yeah.
should have, like, tweaked something somehow, because that had to be the best-selling platform for that, and you just completely missed it. And I think we're gonna see that problem with, the new one they showed off at, the Xbox show, the Metaphor. Like, when you
Oh
really look
yeah.
at some of this, like, if you really timestamp some of that trailer, it doesn't really look that intensely impressive,
Yep.
like graphically wise. But I think it's just gonna skip that completely. I think this is another Soul Hackers 2 situation. But I'm hoping that game's a lot better than Soul Hackers 2, because from the small footage we saw, it looks a lot more interesting to me than Soul Hackers 2. And I was interested in Soul Hackers 2, but
Yeah.
over time I lost interest. But we'll see. I don't think it's gonna happen. But 10% hope still for
10% over 3, huh?
10%. Yeah, 10. I don't have a lot of faith in it. But I have to get some kind of third party listing games here, because I'm having trouble coming up with stuff, to be honest. I need like more time. So maybe I have to do better for my next turn. Because I just threw that out there. I was like, okay, this is my turn to use to think of other stuff. So
Well, then brace yourself, because here we go. I think they are going to make so Square Enix owns, what is it? Is it who, who, I don't remember who owns this game, but Square Enix is one of the publishers, and I think they're going to make a sequel. There is a game that came out on the PSP, and then the sequel came out on the PSP, and then the first game came out on the Nintendo DS. And that is none other than a fancy puzzle game called Exit, and it was
Ooh,
you
wow, okay.
played
I
as
like this choice.
you played as Mr. ESC, Mr. Escape, and you basically would go through like a burning building or something along those lines. It was 2D. It was a puzzle game. It kind almost it, it shouldn't remind me of this, but it reminds me of the Bugs Bunny game on the Game Boy. And I think it's just because it's like 2D. It's less. Okay, so nothing about it really reminds me of that, other than the fact that you go in the door at the end of the level. Um,
Yeah,
and
because we don't do that in games at all.
yeah, that's true.
Individual games.
I just want a Bugs Bunny on coming. I just want it to come to NSO. But anyway, yeah, Exit. There's Exit 1, Exit 2. I believe Exit also came to it also came to Xbox Live Arcade at one point, and it's yeah, like a puzzle platformer. You go through the levels, save people, and then once you're done saving everyone, you can exit. Um, and it's a great game. I loved it. I love both of them. One I think I liked more than two, but two was still pretty good. And yeah, I played a lot of them, and I would love an Exit 3 or even, Exit 1 and 2. But give us some more Exit, please. And I like to pick games that I'm just never going to hear. Sushi
Hey, you
Striker,
know what?
Exit, Uh,
Hey, there was that one time you were like, Fez. Fez is being announced today at the Indie Direct,
yeah.
and everybody was giving you crap for it. It actually happened.
Well,
So
that's
you know
because,
what? I like your random off
yeah.
the wall picks because once in a while they happen, and it makes me so happy. It honestly does.
Square Enix does like to release a bunch of their old games, so maybe this will be it.
Okay, okay.
Listen, if you're out of ideas, if you're out of guesses, we can call it a day. You tell me.
I mean, we can probably still go a couple more because we only did like one for like third party. That's not giving them enough
That's
credit.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
we like the third parties here. Honestly, we're not just first party focused for this particular system, even though that's typically what most people do. I remember last time this question came up, and I threw it off randomly to you, and I said Castlevania, and you said Resident Evil. We got neither one of those, so technically you got like half points because you got the cloud visions at least with those.
Yeah.
But I think you said something more on the lines of like its own exclusive Resident Evil because typically that's what happens with Nintendo. Like when they get like a game, it's something made for them for their system. Like even like 2 weeks ago, like at the Summer Game Fest, like we saw like the Prince of Persia game, like the 2D platforming, like
Yeah.
fighting thing. That looked really good. And like to no surprise, if you watch that presentation, you're like, oh, this was designed with the Switch in mind as the leading platform. Because when you look at it, it's like, okay, this art style maybe not like the best choice for this, but when you see it in motion, it's like, okay, you can honestly see things clearly. It's moving fluently, and they even confirmed it's going to be like at 60 frames per second for the Switch. And it's on everything too. It was honestly like one of my picks for like the whole week. I was just blown away by it,
Mm.
and I was giving Ubisoft crap before the show started. I was like, man, they're not gonna have anything. It's gonna be boring. It wasn't even shown at Ubisoft. It was shown at Jeff's show. It's the very first thing shown.
Yeah.
But like most people forgot about it because instantly after that, it was like Mortal Kombat.
Oh
So
yeah.
you know, but we back in the day we used to get like a lot of things like that. It's like Taylor stuff made for them, but we don't really get that anymore. But let's see, third party stuff.
So you're saying Castlevania, or you're saying something else?
I'm saying something else this time because I said Castlevania last time and we got
Trying to
nothing.
change it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to keep saying the same stuff over and over again. I'm trying
Eventually,
to.
we'll be right though.
I don't like being one of those people. And I know some people really get on with that. They're like, I said it. I'm like, you said it like 217 times. So, like, eventually it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I hope like the Sushi Striker thing happens if we say 270
Yeah, because
I
I'm saying that again next year. Just so we're clear.
I can see us being on like 1,117 episodes. Striker 2 is gonna happen.
It's on its way, folks.
It's on its
Please.
way.
Yeah.
But okay, let me go. Let me go. Capcom is also a big fan of showing off their older games and dragging it onto the system. So let's see. I'm a big Capcom fan. I like a lot of their franchises, but we haven't seen one little guy in a while, and that guy, Beautiful Joe. We haven't seen him in a while. I think they can do a combo pack of 1 and 2. To, get the ball rolling, get people more familiar with the franchise.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute,
What about
Not
the
everybody
fighting
has
game?
seen the anime.
What about
Hmm?
the fighting game? Are we gonna get the fighting
Uh,
game or the DS
no,
version? What are we talking here?
no.
Just 1 and 2?
I think it's gonna be 1 and 2. I would hope they would combo pack them together, but this is Capcom. They can probably get away with just doing digital only 1 and 2, like splinter release dates. Because my goal is not to get 1 and 2. My goal is to get
A
three
new
in the
one?
lines of
Yeah.
1 and 2. Yeah, but like for some of these things, you have to do like, hey, gotta introduce it to people. He's like, you gotta see why I like this type of thing because it has a lot of like qualities of like you know platinum type style games. 'Cause, Platinum was like the Clover studio for
Yeah.
Capcom. But, obviously they're not doing that anymore. But like,
Would they get
you
platinum
know,
to make 3?
I would love that, but they're not gonna do that because they don't own anything. That's the problem with Platinum. They don't own nothing of theirs. That's why they're trying to make a whole bunch of little stuff. But like everything they make just from themselves, the people are like, man, we want this other stuff that you don't own. And that's a pain for you to actually get the rights to or like make deals with or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ninja
I will
Turtles.
beautiful
Yeah.
show. Ninja
Well,
Ninja Turtles.
that's not a good thing. That was
No,
terrible.
that's not the. You could at least said Transformers. That was a
Yeah, that
better
was a little
game.
better, yeah.
That was a little better.
But yes, okay. So Beautiful Joe, he's coming back in one way or the other.
That, that's my hope. Hopefully not the fighting game.
We can only hope. So we got you know, exit, we got the exit, we got we got exit coming. I'm trying to think of what it is that I want to see coming back and or what I want to see, happen. And here it is. Are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
Okay.
What we got?
We're going to have a new from the third party. Okay? Nintendo. They're going to, we had Cadence of Hyrule. We had
Okay.
Mario, Luigi, and Peach in SSX Tricky on the GameCube. We had them in
Okay,
NBA Street. Okay, we 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 had these characters in these games, but you know what? We haven't had them in.
What? What is it?
I'm not really sure. But I think they're going to have. Are you ready for this? I think they're going.
Yeah.
They're going to have some sort of Mario third party like a farming simulator game, like a farming game
Oh boy.
with
Okay.
some sort of crossover with the Mushroom Kingdom, but it's going to be like a third party game, sort of like Cadence of Hyrule, but it's going to be tending to the Mushroom Kingdom, and you're just going to be somebody that lives in the Mushroom Kingdom, and you're going to have some sort of farm, and you're going to like be planting piranha plants, and you're going to be doing, planting bullet bills or something. It's going to be some weird crossover.
Bullet bills, okay.
You're going to be raising bullet bills as your own. They're going to.
Oh, you know what? You can have like the Monty Mole characters, like the mole enemies. Like
Yeah.
they can like invade your garden, and you have to like distract them somehow. Well, that'd be kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
It goes into a Monty Mole gameplay. Yeah. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
we can really just I mean, let's be honest, what we really want is a Rusty's Real Deal Baseball too, but we'll settle for this third party indie made farming simulator with Nintendo Chrome.
Now you just box yourself in because you say farming and you say indie game. The most popular one is going to be Stardew Valley to most people. That's in their heads. So now they're going to want like the dating aspect.
Valley. Yeah, they're going to want the Mushroom Valley, and it's just going to be, everyone's going to be high as hell, just planting a bullet bill,
The flower just pops out and just shoots it instantly.
Yeah, if you get too close before you pluck a bullet bill or a piranha plant, it just eats you, and like your head's stuck in the thing, and you're just like, ah! You get like toads to work for you on the farm, and they like automate sort of your farm for you, and yeah, you'll walk over and see like a toad is being eaten by a piranha plant. You got to jump on it to like get him to let go.
But not kill the plant somehow, you don't want to be too
not
strong,
kill the plant, you want to sell it, that day. Jeez.
You're going to sell the man-eating plant in their world to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need scarecrows in that game. You just, everything that lives is just projecting itself somehow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Great idea. You know what? Yeah, it's a great idea.
That's going to be the best idea,
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if it happens, people are going to be like, man, he's like...
He knew it. He was right all along.
Someone told him that.
Yeah, who told him that?
Yeah, there's no way he came up with that. Someone told him, Yeah, you come up with that?
How about you?
I gotta come up with something.
How about you?
How about me? I can't.
What are you gonna come up with?
That? What the hell is that? You're like, you coming up with this brand new idea, I'm like,
yeah, you're planting piranha plants and bullet bills. Yeah,
bullet bills I just shoot at you.
Ride it on the back of a bullet bill like it's a cow or a horse.
I don't think you ride cows.
If you jump up high enough.
You can go to Moo Farms. There you go.
There you go.
You can you have to farm the field in between the races.
Yeah.
Gotta make barriers so that the races just don't like roll over everything.
Imagine if your farm is in the middle of a Mario Kart course and you just need to work around the carts coming through.
That's what I'm saying. You can see the blue show.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a great game.
That just messed with the whole weather right there.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's overwatering my plants.
Maybe this episode won't come out, and we'll just sell this idea to Nintendo. We'll make it.
If it waters enough, it makes the piranha plants grow even more, so it'd be even bigger, and maybe it'd be big enough to like bite off the racers on the track. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
That'd be nice. Just
who needs a new Mario Kart when they get that? Yeah.
Interfere with the tracks. But yeah, like that. And now I can't say anything.
And so your next idea?
You can go to hell. That's my next idea. You're supposed to end with something like that. You don't just throw that in there randomly.
And then like move on to a new Tomb Raider.
That would actually be a good fit though, new Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Madden's coming to that Switch, We're
Oh,
getting it.
such an interesting idea, you know?
I
Oh,
knew it.
man.
Mm.
Let's see.
If you got no idea, if you know, we can end with that, with the Mushroom Valley.
We might have to, because I don't think I have anything even halfway as decent as that,
Final
you know?
Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Advance.
Mm. You know what? I thought we would get those announcements, honestly,
Mm.
last week or two at the absolute latest for
Oh
this year.
right, yeah,
I kind of gave up hope for this year for that, because they have 16 coming out. I guess you know
yeah,
we have rumors of like the 9 remake. Is it 9 or is it
yeah.
8?
Nine,
One of those.
nine. It's supposed to be like a chibi sort of remake looking thing. It's like
Yeah.
borderline between remaster and remake. I don't know. We can only, only time will tell. But yes, this has been us trying to think of random Nintendo. You know, that there might not even be a Nintendo Direct announced this week. Who can even say? Um,
Yeah, we might just have to be like, this is the last episode. We just drop it
yeah,
randomly.
if Nintendo will announce their Direct in September, and this episode will go up because nothing is really
Yeah.
very timely unless Nintendo announces Thousand Year Door remake before the next Direct.
That's that's like our best guess, honestly. I think we're batting complete zero here, honestly.
Well, except for my last one. Hold on now. Mushroom Valley. Yeah.
Because the only thing we skipped doing this time was an indie guess. Because that was the only one we got right last time was an indie guess because it was Tunic being
Mm,
shown off. We didn't do any indie guesses. We usually do indie guesses because we were big indie fans. We probably played those the most out of
yeah.
everything coming out. So unless you want to throw one of those out, what we
A,
haven't gotten.
a best indie, like what indie game do I think we'll get?
Yeah, because we usually have like one or two spotlight doing these directs, and typically when we have an indie game spotlight at these directs, it's usually a bigger one. They don't really save those anymore for the indie world showcases. They typically try to show off smaller ones or like ones that haven't been really announced to the public. So we can do like an indie guess. So it won't make me feel as bad for not having such a creative idea for the third party stuff like
Mm.
you did. So
Okay, well then, in that case, whew, yeah, that's a good point. There could be a number of indie games that we end up getting, but um, one of my uh one of my favorite things to do to try and guess what sort of indie game we'll get for the Nintendo Switch is I just kind of Google like best indie game of 2020 or 2021, and then what's not on the Switch is usually a good, you know. There's this game called
yeah,
Hollow
it's a
Knight Silk Song. I don't know if
oh,
you've heard of this.
well, I thought it was implied that we're not even going to talk about this.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I feel like we just
because
need to get it out there.
okay, because honestly, it was shown off last year at a Xbox show. you know, it was like, hey, Game Pass Day One type of
Mm-hmm.
game. It's gonna be out in 12 months of this show. And like none of the games. There was like what 2 games that came out like out of
Right.
that whole
Yeah.
list of stuff. So um,
But like,
I'm not sure how long the marketing they have to have some kind of marketing deal for Silk Song because they shown that off at the Microsoft show. They I had the Game Pass
it would
announcement. It
be
was a
at
big
Game
deal.
Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm wondering if they only had like 1 year deal or 2 years deals. Because if it's only 1 year deal, it's already over. And this could honestly just show up at one of these bigger directs because you don't want to have Silk Song in like an indie world showcase anymore. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's like
Yeah.
too big to be there. It doesn't need to be there. It will overshadow all the other indie games, basically. Like you don't want that.
Yeah.
It's big enough to be in the Nintendo World Directs. I'm not Nintendo World.
Like
The
a
normal
main
directs,
directs,
Nintendo.
like their general directs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like the general directs. I think it's big enough to be there. So if the marketing deal from Microsoft is only 1 year, okay. Yeah. I don't think it's too crazy for it to pop up. But if it's like 2 years, because sometimes we do have like 1 or 2 years for some of these indie games for like marketing or just being on the system
Yeah.
that it's locked to. So, maybe. I don't think it's too outlandish, but like I don't want to see
Mm.
this thing anymore until we have the date.
Until we have it.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, I can see
I
that.
don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see
Um,
it.
I
I'm very anticipating for it, but I don't want to see it until we have
yeah,
the date.
I have a game that I want to see. Uh, unless you want to go first.
No, you can go because I need to think of something because I was
Okay.
doing the same thing as you.
So
I
the
was just going 2020,
yeah,
2021 when we don't have.
there's two games that came out. I think maybe even last year that I think one of them came out. Terra Nil came out earlier this year, and I think
Okay.
that was on. Not only was it it launched on Steam and Netflix of all places. So I think with that happening, they came out with a new graphical update for Terra Nil on Netflix. Of all, that was a weird tweet that went out like, "Oh, it's Terra Nil looks much better now. We got a graphical update out for that." I'm like, okay, sure. So I think Terra Nil could be one of those games that ends up on Switch, and the other one was, well, it's time. I love
What
myself
is
some
it?
pizza, and I love myself some towers, and so Pizza Tower.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
You're going this early for
I'm
it.
going
Okay.
this early. It is kind of early. Pizza Tower, I believe, came out. Um,
It's like what, February?
yeah, maybe even sooner. Yeah, February, January 26th, it came out,
Okay,
and
that's what I was
then
thinking.
they
Right.
put out some updates for it, and um, so I think it could come to Switch, or at least be announced for Switch with a holiday release. Um, but we only time will tell. I
I was
think
thinking,
they're
I
gonna
was
have.
thinking next year for
Okay,
that
I could.
because we do have
We have the what?
Royal Land like game. It's
Oh yeah.
it starts with like an A and it's like something bomb, something blast.
Oh
I have it written down
yeah.
somewhere.
Hold on. I think I have it
Where's the
downloaded
list?
on my Steam Deck. I have the demo at least. Right.
Because
Let me see. What is
I
the
heard that's pretty good too. It was like one of those Kickstarter things that did
Anton
people like
Blast? Right.
yeah,
Anton
and
Blast.
Sometimes we're
Yeah.
getting that one for before Pizza Tower, and I thought it was gonna be the other way around, but I think Pizza Tower is a next year thing. I'm
Mm.
guessing next year. At the earliest, I can see that being like late holiday of this year. I can see it.
Mm. Like
I
one of
can
the,
see it,
you
but
know how they have that like December mini showcase, or Indie
yeah,
World, the December Indie World. Do you think it could be there?
I think it'd be there. I think that's a good finisher. Like a good finale kind
Yeah.
of reveal, that type of thing. Because for some of these little indie shows for like that type of quality, we've been guessing the finales pretty well, honestly. Those are the ones we don't do episodes on, though.
Right.
Those are the
Yeah.
ones we just talk
We
to.
just message each other back and forth, and we're like, "What about
We're like, we
this?"
got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Um,
Let's see. Let's see.
um, there's
We
a
don't
couple that we
have.
don't have, but then there's a couple that we do have. We may never know. But yeah, it's just, whew, there's a lot of indie games that, um, it's getting to the point now where the Switch is getting a lot of, like, they even got the one that's like the 2D top down that becomes a 3D one.
Yeah, like I thought we were gonna be waiting a little bit for that too, but it's like, hey, no, we're coming there.
They
So
make
it's
it seem like it's launching with it, right?
Yeah, that's what the feeling like is to me. It's like they feel like they have to get that on launch because honestly, from the three platforms, we're not counting PC because PC is its own thing for the
Oh,
indie
the
world,
plucky squire. Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have some familiarity with like the dev of it. He was a big like part of the Pokemon, some of the newer creations. Some of the
Yeah, that's
later
true.
gens. You know, so like it has to be like the most like anticipating for the consoles. Like it has to be that Sony then Microsoft. You know, I'm wondering if that actually does make like a Game Pass deal kind of thing because look, we've been talking about this like the last week or so that a lot of these bigger indie games that like have like a lot of presence on the Switch, such as like Sea of Stars, that been shown off a lot of
Yeah.
these little indie road shows. Now it's Game Pass day one on Xbox stuff.
Right.
That's actually pretty impressive because it went from not even having an Xbox version to being Game Pass day one. So, and it looks really well done. There was the demo, we both enjoyed it enough. I have some little quirks with it, but like I don't think it's like anything major for me to stop, from getting it. But quote unquote, they're kind of like stealing, some of these bigger reveals. Because if
What?
you have the access to Game Pass, it's like why would you not get it?
Yeah. Like, exactly. Why wouldn't you get it? What about Gumbrella? Gumbrella is supposed to be
We saw
2023.
that.
Yeah. That's
The Midnight Clue.
2023.
It's supposed to be
Do you
this year.
think it still will be this year?
You know what? I'm not feeling it this year.
We got two
Not feeling
games.
it.
I want to know if you think they're going to come out. Three games. If you think they're going to make it this year, the Plucky Squire,
Okay. I think it's hidden this year. I'm pretty
Gumbrella,
good feeling. I don't for some reason.
and Pepper Grinder.
I was just thinking about Pepper Grinder like a few hours before we got on, and I have a sinking gut feeling that it might be one of the later games for this year. I'm like, it might be like the ending December game. I'm feeling it's just barely gonna make it. I don't know why.
Because it was revealed um November 2023. It was during an Indie World, I think, right? Yeah. So,
22.
or
Yeah.
2022, yeah. It was in the future. They revealed it.
We
Again,
went back,
yeah, and now
that
here
type
we
of
are.
thing.
But yeah, I'm uh, I don't know. In terms of like indie games, I could see them announce a few that they haven't been announced. But they do usually do a pretty good job. Last week we were talking about how there weren't really that many out nows outside of like some demos,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, we have like what that frog game that came out, like a Frog's Tale. That
Oh
that
yeah, I
got
forgot
shadowed.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did, and which is kind of surprising because like it showed off at the like Wholesome Direct a couple of
Wholesome
times.
Direct, yeah.
It came back with like pretty good fan views, but I don't know. I guess that drop just didn't happen. And then like I had some of these games written down as like a potential future like Switch announcement, like
Oh.
Cocoon. I was like, okay, this is technically gonna come to Switch, but it's not gonna come until later. And then like last week, it's like, no, it's coming to everything. Like we just announced.
Oh yeah. Hmm. There's just so many games that could be coming out or could get announced, but just we haven't got them all yet. But
So, yeah, it looks really good though. I'm really anticipating that because you know how it goes.
yeah, that's
You
how.
know.
Maybe we'll get that mouse game. Remember that mouse one?
Small. Every time
Small.
we talk about this,
Yeah, I always forget, and then you're always
you
left
always get the name.
stuck being like, I need to know because I'm otherwise. Yeah.
It's killing me. It takes me like 5 minutes. It's like what is it? So
Small tail.
I don't think it's small tail. It might be small tail. But they've been showing off that demo for like the past like 2 years now, I think.
Oh no, it's Small Saga.
Oh, Saga. Okay.
Mm-hmm. To be
Because
announced
that's like
still.
that
I think
really nice
it looks really
pixel
nice.
art.
Yeah, but it's still just like one person making it.
Yeah. I know it had like the demo, I think, last year on the Steam Fest thing.
Yeah,
And
and
I
it's
mostly
been
heard
up
like
there
okay
still.
things. You
Yeah,
know. It
yeah.
was like, oh, this is good, you know. But I mean, that could be like a big announcement. You know, I can see that. Um, I know that little farming game for the Wholesome Direct. I showed you like the worlds of Mysterio, whatever. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
I've been
yes.
I've been showing you that for like over a year now. I was like, this looks really good. I won't play it because it's basically like very heavily influenced by like Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, that type of thing. But like
Mm-hmm.
I thought like the quality of how it looks and like everything that's supposedly supposed to happen within the game is like, yeah, I think this is gonna hit a lot of people. And what do you know? It's like the big grand finale for the little wholesome direct. Because for the wholesome direct, especially, we get a lot of those. Like you don't really have to question if it's gonna come to us. It's like, no, we definitely know this is gonna be dragged all over. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, what else are we supposed to get? We're supposed to get the um Alien Hominid. Remember that? We were supposed to get a
Ooh,
remake of
yeah,
that.
that's
You know,
that's been a minute since we talked about that.
there's a
Not even new.
there's a demo at the Nintendo or at the Steam Next Fest. So, um, I don't think it's going to be out anytime soon if they're just now putting a
Mhm.
demo out.
You never know.
Never, yeah,
But
sure.
I'm pretty much in the same agreement as you,
Yeah,
because now I'm really looking at my list here, and I'm like, man, these are already all announced.
yeah.
I
There's a
was like,
lot of
holy
them
shit,
already announced.
that I want. And then like even for like random off the wall stuff, I was gonna say like Everhood 2. I really like Everhood, like the first game. I was
Yeah,
gonna say like, oh look, another Everhood 2, and like they just randomly announced it last week. I was like, okay. Like it wasn't even a part of any show. They just got on Twitter and be like, hey, it's happening. Use the trailer.
yeah. There's a lot of
So,
Steam. Also, I will just say that there are a lot of Steam Next Fest demos that are worth checking out. Like there's one, a couple that I downloaded, including Born of Bread, which is kind of like you're like a little bread guy made of bread that looks like a Paper Mario or Mario,
oh,
Paper
I
Mario game.
thought that was loaf of bread. I didn't know it was born of bread. Maybe I got my title wrong for that.
Born of Bread. I think it was called Loaf of Bread, and they had to change the name. But yeah, Born of Bread. It's
That
out.
looks really good.
It's on Steam. The demo is coming today, but as of right now, it's not there. I say today. It's the 19th, Monday the 19th. The demo
Yeah,
is supposed
yeah.
to come out,
Well,
but it
I
won't
mean,
be until
if we
May.
do launch this episode,
Yeah, so
it may be it may have been like out months.
yeah, I'll be like, it was out June 19th, and the game's out. It's one of the games announced and released. Shadow dropped.
Shadow drops, like just out of nowhere.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a turn-based RPG that play like action based where you got to like tap the buttons in the right sequence, but also
Mhm.
it looks like there's like cards in the it could just be like a card menu, but yeah, well, only time will tell. But yes, but now it is, it's getting late, so we'll probably end up ending this.
Yeah,
And
this is probably gonna be the end for us for this particular episode.
we'll see you again in a couple months. We'll see.
Maybe
Yeah, we'll see you
you
when
see
you
us when
see
you
us.
see us.
Yeah, that's how we
Mm-hmm.
roll. All right. Well, Mel, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out, talking.
Always fun
Yeah, and we'll see
randomly.
how many of these predictions are. Imagine if we're like batting 1,000, they're all right. Sushi Shredder 2, just all these.
Yeah, we get the Mushroom Valley
Mushroom
game, you
Valley.
know.
Yeah. If there's a Mushroom Valley, you're like, never again are we doing this show.
No, hey, wait, hey, I'm down for doing it again. It's just I have to come up better
Yeah.
next time. That's
Star
all.
Fox Guard
That's all.
2. Just all these. All my picks. You know.
Mm,
And
mm.
it
Maybe we
comes with
get
Star
two this
Fox
time. Hmm?
Zero. Yeah. Star Fox. Yeah. Mushroom.
That's like the that's the Nintendo Online Switch
Oh yeah,
expansion
yeah.
reward. You get the second guard.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You get second guard, yeah. Do you have Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion? Enjoy this. You know, I'm ready. But yes, Mel, thank you. And we will talk to y'all later. Toodaloo.
See ya.